I think you would be surprised. I wouldn't look for talent first and foremost. I wouldn't look for somebody who's very much, sales trained, sharp, or, has the highest level of skill or talent in the role that I'm hiring for. I think more than anything, I always wanted to make sure that somebody is going to be the right fit for our culture. And we had a very clear culture. I had a big poster on the wall of our main office right behind me. So I'd be running trainings, day-to-day meetings, sales meetings, and so on. I'm standing in front of the room, and this big poster is right behind me overhead. And it said, earned, comma, not given, period. So everything was earned, not given. And that was the culture. The culture was we worked 6 days a week, sometimes even 7 days a week. And that even included myself at the highest level of those companies. The culture was very much that, we expect a certain standard. We expect a certain behavior. We expect a certain level of commitment, a certain level of coachability, being willing to learn, being willing to grow and adapt and commit yourself and so on. So those are the things that I looked for, the real pillars, the work ethic, the coachability, self-accountability. And then if those were in place, we could always train somebody in sales. We could always train somebody to do the job. That's still what I look for today. Yeah, in my own businesses, when I'm hiring, those are the same traits that I look for. Nowadays, I do a similar thing where I refer a lot of people that are my own clients in sales and so on, or people that reach out to me looking for opportunities to a lot of my clients who are higher level business owners who are always hiring. So I make these connections and I refer them, and I always do it based off the same thing. I'll refer somebody if I feel they have the work ethic, the coachability, all these same personality traits. If you're a business owner, you should always be ready to hire fast and fire fast. And I think that's where a lot of entrepreneurs have a problem letting go of people or firing people if they're not the right fit. You can never really predict if somebody's going to be the perfect fit. I've had people that I hired that I thought would be great, turned out to be not so great. I've had people that I hired that I thought would not be so great, but I'll give them a shot. Turned out, they lasted with me for years and became, great friends and partners and so on. So I think the willingness and the mindset and the attitude to be willing to fire fast is almost just as important, if not more important, than hiring fast, because if they're not a fit, you need to cut your losses early. This is a lesson a lot of traders know, a lot of investors know. You got to cut your losses. And I think it's the same thing. The more, it's the sunk cost fallacy, right? The more you pour money, time, energy, resources into somebody, the more you want to see them in a good light and try to give them more opportunities, more shots. But the reality is you're just going to diminish your own culture. You're just going to diminish the rest of your team. Everybody's going to think now these standards are acceptable. This lack of performance is acceptable. So I think another big lesson that I learned ties in exactly with what we're saying here is being willing to fire people quick if need be. And, it's nothing personal either. I always have great relationships to this day with people that I've fired in the past because it's not personal. It's simply business. And I think as a business owner, you should be willing to do that.